Good morning, everybody. It is really a privilege for me to be here. This is the second meeting that we have in Montreal, and things have changed drastically since last year. And I can tell you, I remember having the discussion where our sales guys, a couple of guys that were working on the file of data centers saying, David, we're not visible enough. So a few minutes ago, I was with him and I was asking so now you think you have enough attention, right? And he says, yeah, I think we have enough now, right? So he's right there and smiling. So I'll be talking about Hydro-Québec just to give you an overview. So Hydro-Québec is actually the fourth largest hydro producer in the world. We're the biggest producer in Canada. And we are producing, transporting and distributing the energy. And soon, as the world is changing in terms of the energy, we'll be producing, transporting, distributing, and also we're going to have some local distribution. Who's Hydro-Québec? At a glance, so net income in 2016 of $2.9 billion. We have $75 billion in assets. We've sold 202 terawatt hours in 16, and we have capex of 3.4 billions. 99% of clean energy, so we're privileged. Some people before us made great decisions of going with hydroelectricity. We have 62 dams around the province, and we have 4.2 million customers. We have 500 researchers at the research institute, so not too many utilities have their own research institutes, and we do have these guys looking like 20 years ahead. Which is great. They're creating and pushing the boundaries to improve, our efficiency also as on the network. So we're really working closely with this team. We're also, in terms of length of network, 34,003 of high voltage lines, plus all the distribution lines. So we could do 4 times the length of the planet with all the lines that we have in Quebec. So we have 36,000 megawatt of installed capacity. That excludes all the wind that we have. So Quebec is a smart place. I was listening to everything that's happening. So obviously AI is a big center over here, and we're really happy to host some of you in the Montreal area and the Quebec province. Proximity with the East Coast. Technology, obviously we have different universities around, so skill set is there, and it's great. So we have a great talent pool into Quebec. So 99%, 99.9%. I remember I was dealing with a big company at one point in past life, and he said, if you are at 99%, this is amazing. And we are at 99%, 99.92. We're actually working on the 0.08. So we've actually deployed solar panels in Quebec in the northern area because we want to work and reduce our costs because fuel is expensive over there. GHG emission, I mean, you're not going to find better. So you can look around, with everything that we're doing now. If you're comparing cities to cities, Canada, you're looking in the States, we're actually privileged to have a green hydropower. Stability of the price. So for a $100 price that you're paying in Montreal, showing Vancouver is going to be 145, Boston's going to be 341, rate 394, but it can go as low as in the US, 248, depending if you're erasing yourself. When there's peaks in the demand, we're actually going to pay you in order to erase yourself. And so there's, you can discuss with our teams, but our sales teams can explain what's there, and we're going to give you a heads up and everything, so you're not disrupting your operation. So stability. So stability is key. So if you look, this is from 1963. I was not even born. And if you're looking at the hydroelectricity price, which is in orange, and you have the index rate just over it, the little blue line. So we're below the index rates if you're looking since 1963. So we've put ourselves into a spot where we want to keep that because this is an asset. In terms of reliability, so if you look in the news, 20 years ago there was ice storm. We had millimeters of ice rain. Some of the network was really impacted, and we've learned from that. And we've rebuilt our network. You have a loop, a 735 kV loop around it. We've changed the design, so stability is really key. And we're isolated also from the different borders. So if there's an issue in either Ontario or from the States, we're protected. And one key for me, for my team, is being easy to do business with. So we have to be fast. If you're coming in, we want one contact, one point. So you have an issue, you have a question about electricity, we can help you. You want a question about telco, we actually have 700 people working because we do have our own network. We understand telco. I was CIO for Hydro-Québec before, so work with our telco team was great to see our expertise. So you have questions, we're dealing with potential customers now, they have questions about, okay, how do we work with dark fiber? What's going on with the regulators about telco and this? So we have all these experts that can help and make your stay into Montreal and Quebec easy. So we're working with major players, Montreal International, Quebec International, and Quebec Investment Quebec. So we're trying to be the center point. When we're talking about the market, when we're saying last year, from last year to this year, so yeah, we've seen something very, very big shift into the demand and the visibility. We weren't visible. I remember going in San Francisco, so and I've lived in the States for a couple of years, but going to San Francisco and have the event sponsored by Hydro-Québec, everybody's like, who is Hydro-Québec, right? And we're talking about rates and everything, and I'm telling the rates that we're having, okay, this is your distribution rate. No, this is the whole rate. This is what it is. And people have started, and now people are starting to discover that, we're cheap energy, we have cold temperature, we have expertise, and we have space, we have land. So this is very value added for everybody. So what about blockchains? So obviously blockchain is another opportunity that is coming along. We have to be, I was hearing about the panels, we have to be precautious about, is this going to go for a long ride? Is this going to stop? For us, it's an opportunity as we're looking into it now. Since January 10th, we had over 80 demands. So this is just, and coming from every country you can imagine. So this is quite exciting. So we have people coming in and says, okay, I got the computers to put on the plane, just tell me where to put them. It's been madness, honestly. Everybody's talking about, the rates that we're having over here. Everybody's discovering Quebec, which is, it's actually great. We're happy. We see that, the strategy of sharing what we have to offer is great. So it's been published in over 100 media throughout the world. So my language skills have been stopped at a couple of places, but it's actually very, very positive. We really have a team that's very energetic, and it's not just playing with words now. It is really exciting. We're using all the expertise that we have at our research institute, and obviously we're happy to have you here and to talk to you. The buzz is there, so everybody's coming. All the big ones. We're most of the big ones we've been having a discussion, and we're actually very happy to speak with you guys. Thank you.